Through training, consulting, and coaching, they provide the support to put you on the path to having effortless and confident conversations that close sales without that icky salesperson feeling. So, hi, Alison. How are you doing today?
I'm well, Tracy. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for sharing your time. I'm glad that you're staying healthy right now. So, would you like to add anything to your introduction or the services that you offer at Proffit Coach?
I guess I'll share just a tiny bit about my background. I have a lot of business experience through the lens of working in human resources. So I get a lot of different industries, and I get a lot of different functions within industry. So I find that that really helps me with helping my clients in terms of how to talk to their customers.
Mm.
And then I also have some of that marketing background that you also have in a different capacity. I worked at Constant Contact. So my job there was to talk to small business owners, uh, which is probably what a lot of your audience members are. And I really have a great sense for what goes on in their world and in their head when they're struggling with how do I market? How do I sell? And this is just a passion of mine, and I kind of stumbled across it. But it definitely is where I'm supposed to be. And I just love helping clients uncover the magic of sales because I used to also find it very stressful. In fact, I failed at launching my business 4 times because I didn't have successful sales numbers and I kept having to go back into the corporate world.
Mm.
But then I found the magic formula for me, and I'm so blessed to be able to share it with other people and coach them through that journey.
Oh, that's awesome. So let's jump into some questions.
Yeah.
Obviously, small business owners are having to adjust a lot right now, including their sales efforts. So, what have your clients been struggling with and how have they needed to adjust right now?
Yeah, there is a lot of hesitancy to actually ask for sales right now. So they're afraid to even pick up the phone because they're not sure what to say. And so the thing that I really recommend is don't be afraid. Even if you are in a position where you have your own kind of mindset block around feeling comfortable asking for the sale, you could use this as a time to build rapport because rapport building is a part of sales. It's a part of marketing too, but it's definitely a part of sales. So you can maybe pick up the phone in the context of checking in with people and finding out what they're struggling with, because unless you're on the phone or if you're not reaching out to them, how are you even going to know if you might have something that could immediately help them, and you don't want to make assumptions that they aren't able to spend money. That's been one of the other things. People are afraid people aren't spending money, but there are a lot of businesses that are investing in themselves right now. So that I think there's this fear of not wanting to be offensive to ask for sales or get into these conversations during this time.
Yeah, I especially in the beginning, I agree,
Oh,
but I've
yes.
started to feel a shift, and to your point that people are still spending money. So, do you have any advice or tips or resources that you could share?
Yeah, so I would say check out my blog. So even though the conversations may be taking your sales conversations may be taking a different trajectory in terms of maybe you're not making one call closes, but the conversation pieces are the same. You do your customer discovery, you recap their needs, you value present, you get their energetic buy, and you ask for the sale. On my blog, on my website, I have a lot of really helpful articles on there about the different kinds of conversations and some of the components that make each of those sections more effective and powerful. I don't think the sales conversations are all that much different. It might just be the timing of it.
Yeah. And maybe the empathy in your
Oh, yeah.
conversation for sure.
Yeah, yeah, and don't get me wrong, I mean, I haven't just been like, "Keep selling, keep selling." I mean, I also had that, like, 2-week period where I actually was really sick in March. I'm not sure if I had the coronavirus or not, but signs point to that I did. So I was really sick, and I also had that period of time where I was like, "Oh my god, what am I gonna do? Hide under the covers and go back to the corporate world." And you bounce back. I mean, that's just a part of the journey of entrepreneurship is there's ups and downs. We're going to have other crises or situations in life that happen again. So how we eventually respond to them is really where the power lies.
Awesome. Well, I will definitely be sharing your website address in the comment section as well, so that people can check out your blog and connect with you if they need to, if they have any additional questions. So um, obviously, it looks like even in Pennsylvania, I know you're in Colorado right now, but in Pennsylvania, our governor has just started to lay out a plan for how things are going to, how the restrictions for social distancing are going to start being lifted. So
Yes.
what changes, if any, do you think are going to happen in your industry?
Yeah, that's really interesting. So, I mean, when you say my industry, I mean, I help small business owners, right? So people that are doing service-based businesses and selling. I mean, if you're a small business owner, you're likely selling. So I think there's a lot of continuation of what we're doing now, connecting through Zoom, still doing that separation through our computer screens. And I think there is going to still be some hesitation to people not wanting to necessarily connect in person because they're concerned about their family or maybe the elderly people that they typically surround themselves with. So there may still be that social distancing that's happening. And I think people have become more comfortable with it because you can still see faces, you can still hear tone of voice. It's and you can also do sales calls on the phone. I actually sometimes prefer to do that because I like to close my eyes sometimes when I'm in the part of where where I do my value presentation because I just really want to tune into connecting energetically with what that person's needs are and how I can serve them. So I think that there's still going to be people that want to get out there, but there's going to be fear, I think, still. So managing that fear and just understanding and being aware of like what is it that the other person needs. That's really what's most important for us is listening to that person. Like maybe they don't want to meet up for coffee and they prefer to do Zoom. I think giving people that option is just going to be really important in terms of how we connect and deliver our services.
Yeah, yeah, just figuring out what their comfort level is,
Yes,
but continue to stay connected. Yeah,
yes,
I love that.
exactly.
Awesome. Okay, so do you have any other resources that you can recommend, or offers or opportunities that you'd like to mention?
Yeah, so I actually have a mastermind program that I run. The enrollment actually closes at the end of this week, so this is kind of interesting timing. But what we do is we really work through the mindset of where your sales blocks are, and I teach you a very unique way of approaching sales in terms of just the energy that you're feeling inside, and how that might be blocking you or attracting people to you. And then we work through actually scripting your conversations in a way that are more authentic and powerful. And I have a few seats left, and we start next Tuesday. So the program is called the Sales Success Map for people who don't like selling. So it's really fun. I have customers that come through it and they say, I didn't know that pricing could be fun because we end up also looking at how you package your offers, what your price points are, because sales is all wrapped up in our money mindset. So we do some of that work. So got a few seats left for that, and that's available on the proffitcoach.com website. And I was planning actually on bumping the cost of that program up in March, and then I didn't because of the coronavirus situation. So if you want to get in on it, while it's a great value, the price is going to be going up to $2,500. Right now, it's only $997. So it's a huge value, and people have these amazing breakthroughs who thought they couldn't sell. So
Oh,
it's
that's
awesome.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome. Well, it's good to know that right now people are still spending money and that we can
yeah,
still have conversations and see what pain points clients potentially have that we can help them with right now. And you can't get that without picking up the phone. So I appreciate
that's
that.
right.
I appreciate that
Yeah, yeah.
advice.
Email, text, Facebook Messenger, like you can connect that way, but you can't close. It's not an effective way to close sales because when you have a conversation, you're building a deeper know, like, and trust factor.
Right.
So it's so important to pick up the phone.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And like you said earlier on, it's all about building that relationship. So even if
Yeah,
you don't get a sale right now, you're staying top of mind, which is what marketing is all about. So
That's right. Yeah, sales is an act of connecting. So as long as you are connecting with the people, you're at least building those relationships, or a referral partner too. I mean, maybe it won't be a sale, but maybe they know somebody that is looking for somebody exactly like you. But you won't know if you stay hidden in your office behind your computer screen.
exactly. Well, this has been great. I don't know if you've watched any of our other videos, but I like to, or other interviews. I always like to end these on a positive note with mentioning something that we're grateful for today. And I am grateful for my yard and the time that I have now to get outside and garden and get away from the computer screen for a little while. So, what are you grateful for today, Alison?
Well, I live here in Colorado and it's always sunny, but I find myself every day that I wake up and it's sunny that I'm so grateful for the sunshine. It just makes your spirits feel so much higher. So I'm grateful for the beauty of the state of Colorado.
Well, that's a great place to end. I hear you on that. So, thank you, Alison. I know your advice will help a lot of small business owners as they continue to adjust right now and prepare for the future, and just get a little bit more comfortable with getting out there and picking up the phone or sending that text message. So, thank you for that. And
Thanks for having me, Tracy.
of course. And for everyone else who's watching, thank you. And please help us help others by liking, commenting, and sharing this video. And remember that we're always here to help. So message me with any questions you may have, and make sure to follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and now YouTube for more tips, to watch the other interviews, and to stay informed as we launch new services to help small business owners. We're still planning next week's interviews, and we are also organizing some new opportunities. So stay tuned for those announcements. But until then, stay home and stay healthy. Bye.